BK, big business, we linked up in the UK with them outlaws, no limit forever, and we mash hard, and we stay out the shadow. We got this top 50 worst rappers of all time list. Now, I did try to do a bit of search to get some information on who actually produced this list. I wasn't actually able to find that myself, but if anybody does know, do let us know in the comments and stuff also, and do, chime in with your thoughts. So I thought it's quite fitting, especially seeing as we're looking at a hip-hop list and we're looking at rappers, and you're going to be interested to have a rapper on here. So we got Short Circuit, also known as Freedom Unique, the concept.
What's happening? What's happening? I'm in the building. Let's get it shaking.
Yes, man. So, have you seen this list yourself, or is this gonna be fresh when we go through?
I seen it, but I'm older now, man. My vision ain't all that good, so I couldn't even see one name. I just saw the actual list, but I ain't see no names. I just nixed it off, but I heard about it.
Okay. So yeah, it definitely has been making its ways around social media. A lot of people chiming in with different perspectives, some in agreement, some like, how did some artists make the list? So it's definitely quite an interesting one. And how do you want to do? You want to start from 1 going to 50, or you want to do it from 50 going backwards?
Damn, that's a great fucking question, kid. I say what, man? Let's start at the foundation, man.
Okay. So the 50 worst rappers of all time list, as I've stated. If anybody could help us with who this was curated by, let us know. But it's been making its rounds on social media. We're kind of discuss it for the hip hop culture. Number 1 on this list, they've got somebody who we're accustomed to from the No Limit crew, Silk the Shocker.
Number 1?
Yep.
Number 1?
Number 1.
What the fuck is wrong with people, man?
Yep.
Okay. I see. I don't understand. The criteria that they're talking. See, that's where it can complicate. Because I don't know why would they say that. Because I could say some things. First of all, Silk the Shocker can do anything he want on the mic. Everybody can't do that. He can do anything he want. He can say exactly what he want. And to you, some people say they nowadays call it offbeat, but I call it his own style, his own shit.
Yeah.
Now, his brother is a perfect example. Silk the Shocker owns his flow. How many people you know today sound the same? They don't own that shit. That shit is community pussy. You understand what I'm saying? Silk the Shocker got his own shit. So, and he's talking that shit. And I got one of the best freestyles with him. No. Silk the Shocker is not no fucking number 1. They out there fucking mind. Excuse me. You gonna have to bleep me or something. I'm gonna have to calm down or something. Nah, hell no.
Yeah, they're gonna.
And I'm an artist.
There'll be a lot of bleeps, and as you said, it's kind of hard when we don't know who curated the list to then decide on what kind of basis they put these names together. Right. But as you said, if I'm looking at like some of the 50 worst rappers of all time, especially with some of the other names on the list, which we'll get onto, I don't think Silk would be placed there at number 1. I don't believe there was a poll or anything, or if this is just taking out somebody's own opinion. Now, it's like you said, as much as everybody kind of gives Silk the offbeat sort of slant now, when I listened to Silk, I never particularly listened to him as an offbeat rapper. I always thought he had his own little way of delivering stuff and doing stuff, especially within No Limit. Sometimes I always say No Limit get a bad rap because people say they had a huge roster, and but one thing I like that about them, because within that huge roster, everybody sounded different, everybody was unique, everybody was able to showcase themselves in their own sort of way, and it worked within those parameters. Even like a Mr. Server, and he was unique with his delivery in ways where it worked within the No Limit framework because it could break things up in his own way, and he had his own character within it. So I say Silk was like that too, and not to take anything away from Silk's lyricism, because He did have a lot of lyrics and stuff, but people would probably have to listen to catch them because he had like a fast delivery on a lot of tracks and stuff like that too. But moving on to number 2 on the list, we've got Lil Yachty, and number 3 we've got Master P.
Oh, yo, listen, man. Yo, man, why don't you do me this? Why don't you get the guy who made the list and let me sit down with him for 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Give me 5 seconds with him. Whoop his ass. Master P. Master P. Is he dumb? First of all, when I met Master P, and then I think it was my 3rd time meeting him or seeing him. I had to go to the Tank, which is the studio in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and when I got there, I got off the plane and got to the Tank. Everybody in the Tank was there. All the rosters and all that shit, all the people on the roster, everybody was there. And I guess it was a initiation, I want to say, because everybody, we was in the cypher. We was in the cypher and shit, you know what I mean? So think about this. You're talking Mystical, Silk, Skullduggery, Cain and Abel, Mia X, Mac. You know, you're talking all the names. Everybody's there. They start rhyming. So I'm listening to everybody, you know, with respect. Mind you, I'm from the East. I'm in the South. So I'm listening to everybody and shit, and I'm like, okay, he could, you know, he got his shit. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Master P went off the head, son. And I'm telling you, I heard Mystical. I heard Mia X. I heard a bunch of people, and these people was dope. But when Master P spoke, and what he said, I said, there go the thread. That's what I said. You know what I mean? That's what came out of my mouth, and I got over 35,000 songs, man. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I consider myself, you know, a good, one of the best. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't put salt on a nigga name. You know what I mean? Or put sugar on a nigga name. Master P could do, again, he cut from the same cloth as Silk. The motherfuckers could do what they want on it when they want to. Yeah, it's plenty of songs like that I could bring up with P and Silk, talking that shit, and getting that whole magic, like what P did to make him say shit. You know what I'm saying? That's magic. How you put that? We don't give a deal about no happen. You know what I mean? If food come up short, I'm digging ditches, command and strike. You know, the words he used, powerful words,
Yeah.
and how he causes the movement of people. He mastered people, master people. He's a master at that. So hell no. 3. I don't even know if we should do this list because these motherfuckers crazy.
Well,
Lil Yachty, I can't say I've invested anything. I think his style is different, and I think that he did what the times fulfilled. That's the wave. It was a wave. When he came out with that, we would call it ABC shit or mumble something, you know, because it was, I'm going to the store and she is this. Now, some shit, I don't fucking know how the shit go because I don't, you know, invest in those cats like that. I have heard them, but that was on a wave. So, you know, if they want to put him there, hey, yeah. But Master P at 3?
Well, I mean, one thing I'll say, they ain't been completely biased because they've got, you know, a mix of some modern to, you know, classic artists on here, even though obviously I don't agree with the way that they've listed a lot of them too. As you said, it kind of crazy, especially when we think top 3 and they put 2 of the No Limit Miller boys up in there. I mean, there's a bit of a spoiler. They've also got C Murder on this list. But nowhere near. But nowhere near as
Hold up, son.
They got
the whole fucking true on there.
Yeah, they got him in the double digits though, so at least that's some commiseration in some aspect.
Shit, yo, we in trouble. The game is in trouble. If we got people just doing this, man, I think you know what I think that shit is. I think it's one of them fucking magazines or somebody's Sometimes that should come from the industry, man. Well, and it might come to arouse separation, and who knows what these damn devils is up to in this game, man? Because who Master P at 3? Make them say, it's like one of the top 100 songs in the game. You know what I mean? And then you got It Ain't My Fault. What the fuck is they talking about? That's why Silk said that shit. It ain't my fault that they like me and you don't. So somebody's hating crazy, man.
Well, number 4 on the list, we got OJ the Juice Man. Number 5, Lil Flip. And number 6, Lil Pump. I'm quite been a fan of OJ the Juice Man and Lil Flip. I think definitely undeservedly, Lil Flip, known as the freestyle king of his own district, of what he brought to the table with Clover Leaf and his own sort of style, being able to sort of mix it up with freestyle on tracks. Even I'd say earn the respect of some East Coast MCs of his era and time and stuff.
It.
So
hold up, son. You moving too damn fast, man. But Lil Flip, I think Lil Flip can rap, yo. But Lil Flip, he goes off to say, like, he'll punch you, and then it seemed like he punch you, pick you up, and just dust you off, like, yo, I ain't mean to hit you and shit like that. No, nigga, keep whooping his ass. So to me, Flip, because he can rap, but he goes off, and then you're like, oh, never mind. You know what I'm saying? He got a new joint out right now. You heard it?
Not as of yet.
Yeah, he got a new joint out right now and shit, and he going like 16 bars, and shit like that. Like he going long, and he hits you a few times. Yeah. He's a Texas dude, so
he got that laid back. He got that Texas, slow and laid back. They ride around in the slabs, so. But he definitely, I know what you mean, because he it's kind of like being a beast, kind of going for do we go for the juggler? Do we go for the juggler? He don't really go for the juggler in a sense, but he lay it down, and he got points where you be hearing stuff, and not to take nothing away from his ability, because as you said, he a great rapper and stuff too, but he don't really go for the juggler like that. He got he got moments though.
Yo, son, pardon me.
I think Juice Man mixed it up.
Huh?
Oh yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say Juice Man got a little flavor to him.
Flavor, which is his name, Juice. Yeah. Exactly, flavor. But what, nigga? But anyway, this is what I don't think people understand. Rappers included. We are in a fucking Nas era. That's where we at. Nas was the second, or let me see, third or fourth coming of hip hop. And I'm gonna tell you why I said that. Before Nas, the king of this shit was undoubtedly Rakim. Up until fucking Nas came out in 91 or some shit. Niggas, that's who you had to. The reason why I'm bringing up all this is that if you ever heard Illmatic, you know what I'm saying? And you see how Nas made me drop my pen. The pen I dropped it. I don't want to rap. I'm not rhyming no more, ever. Because of what this boy said out his mouth, and this man. So, Nas critiqued wordplay so crazy that he started a whole generation of shit. That's when you get these, I don't want to say he birthed Hove or birthed Biggie, but he set this shit off. He put what they call that? He put it at what they call that? This is the plateau. He made like a plateau or something that you either got to be better.
He set the precedent.
Right. Yeah, that's what he did. That's what Nasty Nas did. You know what I mean? So my thing, the reason why I brought up that is because I don't think people just talk because they got lips. Nigga, if you ain't on Nas level from Illmatic, then what are you here for? What's the purpose?
Well, I mean, thankfully they didn't put Nas on this list, so they ain't that crazy.
They can't put him because he blew everything, man. He blew everything, man. He fucked everything up. Nas fucked everything up, man, when he came out. And guess what? Biggie came right after him and blew it up even fucking more. And then Hove came over and took everything. And in the midst of that, you had Tupac Shakur. And Tupac Shakur was all of what everybody had. Nasty Nas had lyrics. Biggie had flow. You know, Tupac Shakur had everything. You know what I mean? And he was before all of them people, but he was getting to know himself. And once you put the right ingredients behind him, it was a rap. But anyway, man,
no doubt.
Juice Man.
Yeah.
Like you said, Flavor. I don't consider him like. I'm used to threats. I'm what they call a battle rapper, or whatever. Because hip hop was battle. That's what it was. You didn't even speak unless you battled somebody. You had to battle somebody. You know what I'm saying? So. If you ain't up for a battle, then I can't even consider you no type of rapper or some shit like that. And I got shit about Silk the Shocker that tear a lot of these people, high lyric, he tear their ass up for real, easy work. I got one of his best freestyles. I'm gonna let that shit out one day. But yeah, man, we had Go ahead, man. I'm doing terrible with this. Go ahead.
Well, we got Smoke Pub next on the list to bring it back on number 7. I've seen the name. I can't say I'm quite familiar with his music.
Yeah,
but I guess they're keeping it a bit more new school with these next few names. On number 8, there's 6ix9ine, and number 9, Gutta Gutta.
6ix9ine, hold up. 6ix9ine is just like a Juice Man. You know what I mean? Kind of. I think Juice is even better. But Juice Man is even better than 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine, again, we're talking flavor. You know, no matter how you want to put it, that's a Brooklyn nigga. You know what I mean? So you it's embedded in you. It's embedded in you. What you saw in 6ix9ine, that's Brooklyn in bed. So Brooklyn is always going to be something. You know what I mean? So more than likely, especially if you reach the top, you know what I mean? Out of them streets, your presence, your ways, your talk, your movements, your bark is going to be different. So, you know, it's going to... Yeah,
I agree. I agree with him being quite low on, low on the list in a sense. So yeah, no, that would have made a lot more sense. I mean, speaking of Brooklyn, number 10 is somebody who's not from Brooklyn but has an association with Brooklyn by way of the Notorious B.I.G., and that's number 10, Sean Diddy Combs.
Sean Diddy Combs ain't no rapper. And anything he said, motherfucker, the whole world is singing. And he's speaking out of someone else's pen. But when he's speaking out of someone's pen, a lot of the times the person who's the pen is writing the joint to fit the person. What they call that? Ghostwriting? He's ghostwriting to fit P. Diddy. That nigga, what? What he lack the aggressiveness that may come from the words that he spit. He lacks that at some times, but for the most part, he don't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really think
he not fucking with no Master P.
Yeah, you know, I think as you said, Diddy didn't have these ghostwriters and stuff, and got a few little tracks out there. A lot of people do sing along to his lyrics on some tracks.
They bugging.
But number 10, I don't know. We got number 11, Waka Flocka Flame. Number 12, the first female artist out there, Benzino's daughter, Coily Ray. And number 13, Birdman.
Birdman. I think Birdman wrote his own shit, and I think Birdman thinks for a lot of people because he's used to that because he's a boss. So in his mind, if you listen to Birdman, he's talking his life.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He's talking his life. Now, is he trying to be the best rapper? I don't think so. But to him, whatever he said about him is so true. It's the shit.
I know some of his earlier stuff was potentially, penned by, I think, BG maybe on odd few things and stuff. But Birdman, as you said, you hit the nail on the head. He represents his shit, and he always kind of has, with his own uniqueness in one sense, and he got that New Orleans sound. There's actually a dope track. One of Birdman's hottest verses is on a track with Mr. Marcello called Third Ward G's, I believe. It could be that one, and he kills it. Rumor has it, there was an interview with Mr. Marcello. He said he had tried to get Birdman and Master P on the same track because of his affiliation with Cash Money and No Limit. He said Birdman was up for it and he got the verse from Birdman, but he couldn't get a verse from P on the same song. He said what was crazy is when you hear that verse, baby, kind of, to me, I call it kind of baby at that time. He rapped his ass off out there, like, and he really put it down on some uptown shit, like just in terms of what he's rapping about and what he represents and stuff. And he was tight with it, man. And big timers, they had their time.
The niggas is talking they shit. Now listen, Birdman has the power to use Wayne's pen. He has the power to use BG's pen. He got the power to use Turk's pen. He's talking his shit because it's real. So to him, nigga, how can you beat real? So he probably can go on the list. He probably can go on the list because people don't understand. He's just talking his real life. However, you can't put Silk the Shocker there because Silk got a pen. You can't put Master P there because Master P could do this shit off the head and fuck your whole shit up. You heard the shit he did with LL 4321?
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's one of those ones where it's like you love it or hate it. I loved it. Some people criticize it because they said
you can't criticize greatness, man.
Didn't want it. That was the rumor at the time.
That's why this list is a piece of shit because I don't even want to call it a piece of shit because it got some people on there so far that I've heard that I would say, see, in order to say worst rapper, what are you saying? Are you saying they're not a threat to artists or they're not creative enough? They're not putting enough work. That's probably why.
Well, it's tough because you're splitting there's no real basis on it. It's just like not an arbitrary list, but it's a list.
Yeah, there's some shit that starts separation and conversation. It's cool.
They have they've got mainstream artists and stuff on here too, where it's like it can't be on. We know it's not nothing to do with sales or anything, because a lot of these artists on here have been very successful and have sold, loads of records. So it's somebody's kind of subjective, I guess, approach to. I don't know if they're taking this on delivery. The only way I could look at it is if I'm thinking they're saying, okay, these people are the least lyrical or we enjoy their music the least. I don't know. Even going down the list initially, it seems people that are a bit more complicated with their deliveries in a sense as we start getting into this point where they start becoming a bit more clear, but a bit more diverse. On number 14, Vanilla Ice. Number 15, somebody by the name of Kid Boo, who I'm not familiar with, and somebody called...
pardon me, Lord. Vanilla Ice. I don't even know the backstory to that. I don't know if someone wrote shit for him. I don't know. I don't know. To me, that was a performance that went fucking badookles, nigga. What was that? Ice Baby? That shit went crazy, nigga. You know what I mean? So, I don't know if I think it was more of a performance of a rapper. I think he's acting like a rapper. I don't think he's a rapper, so I wouldn't have had him on the list.
Yeah, I think he was introduced in a way where he was set to rival Hammer in some aspect they wanted at the time.
Yeah, of course. That's some,
we know there's no true comparison in that aspect. Hammer was an incredible talent, and thankfully,
incredible.
Hammer isn't on this list. That's surprising though, because as you said. No, I said surprisingly, Hammer isn't on this list, and I'm not saying I'd put him on there. I'm a big Hammer fan, but Hammer is, they haven't got him on this list, So
I would have put him on there. But again,
no, yeah, hell no.
I would have put him on the list, being he's not a threat lyrically, but come on, creative and being amazing.
Yeah, no, hell no. But that's why the list is, as I said, it's quite obscure. I'm not familiar with the guy 16 who's called Yeet. But 17, we've got Benzino, who I'm familiar with. Number 18, Plies. And number 19, Blueface.
Hold up. Benzino. Now, see, again, see, this is why, I guess the person who made the list is type clever, because this shit could strike conversation. It don't really mean nothing. Benzino, again, is like a Birdman. Them niggas are real gangster. Real, like a true gangster. You know what I'm saying? So he's speaking. It's hard to be a gangster and a rapper. It's hard, very hard. You know what I mean? It's everybody can't do that shit. And I think Tupac killed it. I think Biggie killed it. I don't want to really say Nas. It's a couple people that I see killed it, being a gangster and a rapper. That shit is hard, man. And so, what's the fella we talking about right now? Benzino. Benzino, he's talking his life, man. It's like Birdman. He's talking his life, his real life. Yeah. Since that nigga was a teen, that nigga gun you down, man. He's just, anything you hear from him is his life. So, I can't. It's hard to rate real life with rap. Like, I don't get it. There's a difference. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I like Zeno. I think Plies also did his thing. Blueface. I guess people make that.
Plies is on there.
That correlation, yeah. And then
Plies is on the list of worst rappers.
Yep.
He do what the fuck he want to do. He make a hit whenever he really wants to, like, and it wears on you. Now,
one of my favorite Plies records
is I can get him on the list.
One of my favorite Plies, Fug Section, man. They need to hit Plies in that Fug Section. I don't be in the VIP, nigga, so stop checking. I'm in the good. You got it. It's like
I fuck with Plies. That's why I'm like, he on there, but
you got to be able to
again, I would put him on there on the sense of not a threat.
Yeah,
like I go and shut him down or something like that in a battle or something. But that nigga's dope. That nigga's dope, man.
Well, the last
Florida niggas is dope, kid.
Yeah, Plies type, man. You got the last stretch. They got Cardi B, Lil B, Gunna.
Cardi B. Yo, man, stop. No. You can't put Cardi on there, son. Cardi is see. Again, this is what Diddy lacks, Cardi doesn't. That's why neither one of them belong on the list. Like, Diddy got some of the most memorable songs in the fucking on the globe, nigga. And he didn't write them, but his performance of them was so A1 that it's his. Cardi B, we don't know what's going on with Cardi B, but Cardi B is from the Bronx, nigga. And her flavor, her movements, her talk, her thing is hip hop. You can't. It's nothing you can say to her. Leave her the fuck alone, man. Leave Cardi B alone because she's a top performer. Anything come out her mouth, she owns. And I'm the father of Little Soldiers, man, if you know where I'm getting with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might have wrote the rhymes for Little Soldiers, you know, for the most part, besides my son. But they own that shit. They own it. So when you own something, you do a good job, man. You can't take nothing away. You know how you be in conversation and say, yo, I can't take nothing from them. You can't take nothing away from Cardi B. Cardi B, come on, man, stop.
You know, there's not much females on that list. I believe she's the second one that pulled up to this point, but yeah, there's not much female MCs on here, so I guess, you know, they probably want to throw in a couple. I guess, you know, what's it called, being they don't want to be biased, I guess. But 23, we got
Ghostwriter. If it's one, we don't give a fuck about Cardi B's Ghostwriter because Cardi B is showing out, nigga.
Yeah, but the new selection after that, we got a couple of other newer generation and one old school, or I don't want to say old school, but, you know, I guess postmodern era. Chief Keef, Soldier Boy, and Manny Fresh. You know, Manny Fresh. I always enjoy some of Manny bars. You know, Manny put his thing down, but here,
Soldier Boy. I don't even know a Chief Keef song. I know that's that shit I don't like. That's talking. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't put him on the worst. Like, but that's just him talking. Soldier Boy is. Who was the other one after Soldier Boy, you said?
Manny Fresh.
Yeah, that's like Manny Fresh.
I mean, you know, Manny a producer. I think, you know, even though they say 50 West rapper, I don't think really classical. Manny is a rapper. I know he did the Big Timers album.
He could have hired someone for his pen, and he did.
And he did feature on. But you know what?
He could have hired. Huh?
And you know what? I respect that about him because he ain't a rapper per se.
He didn't follow code, man. He didn't do him, and that's what he did.
He wasn't a rapper. And, you know, back in the day when there was a few producers. I can't think of all of them to my head right now, but some of them on occasion would drop a few raps on some songs. But you could tell the difference in caliber of MC to the ones that did it for a living. Like, you know, we're a full-time rapper as opposed to a producer. You just throw some lyrics down, and, you know, so it's always been I think appreciated, where as a listener from my own standpoint, I've never expected to hear the same caliber of MC shit from a producer / rapper. No, I'm not saying people don't, but I'm just saying I don't necessarily listen to that forum, so I wouldn't really include him in the list as a rapper goes per se, because he's more of a producer / rapper. But I guess he did the Big Timers album, and he did release a solo album as well, which did chart one decent single that tracked real big, which, you know, he had a good production and stuff on there. Manny Fresh, he could do his little thing when he's ready. Everybody remember him on back that fang up. I know you can't stand it.
It was more him doing him. You know what I'm saying? I would call him one of the worst rappers, yes, because he's not a fucking rapper. That's the reason why I would call him one of the worst rappers. Because what he does, what he's amazing in is music, feel, touch, and getting connected. He's great at that. You know what I mean? But he rapping, he was only doing what he could do. He did what he could do. He could have hired a pen. He didn't. Because he's been following code. He's following the flow.
Yep, he was doing what he could do.
So, you know what I mean?
And I think even with that being said, there's probably people out there.
A white person made this list, man.
I didn't heard worse from
a white person made this list, bro.
I mean, it's possible.
Ain't no possible. That's who did it. Motherfuckers, man.
Well, they got,
who else fucked the game up like this? Who? You know, black motherfuckers, we going what? Nah, hell no, we ain't make this list. Some white person made this list they can hear hip hop and they move on what they see. Like they hear it and they move off of how we move off of it. If we get excited from it, then they will become excited off of it. You know what I mean? The motherfuckers say, yeah, I jumped out the bush and I hit his bitch or something like that. And we move our hands a certain way and our gestures and everything. And they look around and they say, oh shit, that's what they like? They look, it starts to make sense. But they're not, it's the soul. The soul is the part that's missing. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where they would get the game fucked up. It's just like, what was the boy that came out? That Chicago nigga that set all that shit off, that drill shit. The white boy. Slim Shady. No, not Slim Shady. I'm bugging. The white boy that had the drill music, man, they caught up with the boy, man. Jesus or something. What was his name?
Slim Jesus or something.
No. Was it Slim Jesus?
I know there was a white rapper by the name of Slim Jesus around at some point.
Yeah, I think that's him. I think that's who we talking about. He came out and he did some shit and he was killing it. And motherfuckers ran down on him. He's like, whoa, man, this raps. Yeah, I think it was Slim Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really familiar.
Yeah,
I mean, he ain't on this list. There might be another. I don't know. I know we got Vanilla Ice. I believe
Slim Jesus, nigga.
There may be one more or a couple more potentially.
That was 6ix9ine before 6ix9ine, man.
Yeah, I know there's potentially a couple other white or Caucasian rappers on this list because I'm not familiar with all of them by their music. Some of them I know might be different.
They better not put Millies on there. They better not put Marshall on that bitch. They better not put Kasky on that motherfucker. What's the other one? Yellow Wolf or MGK. And we could talk after that. Yeah,
next they got Nick Cannon, they got Chingy, and the Saint Lunatics.
I'm sick of this shit here. You didn't say Nick Cannon, did you?
Yeah, they got Nick Cannon, Chingy, and Saint Lunatics. Now, I know a lot of people class Nick Cannon as a corny rapper in a sense, so I don't know if they, want to throw him in on that aspect.
Nick Cannon don't belong on that list, man. Nick Cannon the fuck you
Saint Lunatics, I believe, was that Nelly's group?
Yeah, Saint Lunatics.
They got him after Chingy, but Chingy is his own rapper, and then Saint Lunatics. But as you said, Nick Cannon.
Nelly ain't really no rapper to me. You know what I'm saying? And I think Nelly's not on there, huh?
He's on the list, but he's further down.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like that's who I would consider like. A bad rapper. I wouldn't call him the worst rapper. I would just call him a bad rapper. And the Saint Lunatics come up under them, so they even worse. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I wouldn't. Nigga, St. Louis, from the only parts I do know, nigga, we talking Hitman, we talking A-Verb, and there's another boy out there, man. But Nelly and them ain't fucking with these guys.
I wasn't really up on all the St. Lunatics.
Got some shit we ain't heard.
Yeah, I wasn't really up on the St. Lunatics. I think the most one I was familiar with as a solo was Murphy Lee. I believe he may have released the album under the name Murphy's Law. So, but anyway, number 29 there's Bow Wow. Number 30, C Murder. And number 31, G Herbo.
Hold up, stop, man. What's wrong with you? Why you don't like me, man?
I mean, we got a list at least 3 at a time. So Bow Wow, C Murder, and G Herbo.
Bow Wow is he's a card. That's why Cardi B cannot be on this bitch, because Bow Wow is another performer. You understand what I'm saying? Far as we know, he don't write his shit. He's a performer of it. And to me, he's always been terrible with it. Always. Because I had sons, too, that was rhyming. So my kids would have ate him alive. You know what I'm saying? Alive. Any one of my children. Either one of my sons would have ate him alive. You know what I mean? So, but I don't think you could put him on what they call this, the worst rapper list. I don't think you could put him on there. Maybe you can. I don't know. That one is touchy a little bit. I don't know. But he's a performer. He's a performer rapper. And I don't think a performer rapper should be on there, especially the things he's achieved. You know what I mean? The boy, performance-wise, He's a monster. He's a big name in the game. He ain't just no anybody. He's the biggest child rapper there ever was in history, nigga. You know, the biggest. There's nobody bigger than Bow Wow when you talking children rap or child rap or kid rap. It's nobody bigger than that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, I don't know if you could put him on there. Now you said after that, who was Bow Wow and someone else?
Yeah, they got C Murder and G Herbo.
C Murder. G
Herbo and Riff Raff. Never heard of those guys.
First of all, let me say this: C Murder is someone to me that was finding out who he was, and as he was finding out who he was, he broke down fucking walls. You ever heard him on the track I got with him?
Yeah.
Nigga, again, I say this, and I'm gonna put this on record. Take the fucking Miller Boys off of the goddamn list.
Well, I think not to take not to take anything away from the other Miller Boys who were very early on the list. I mean, there's a slight and quite drastic difference on this list in position between the three of them, with C being at 30. So he made the later part of it, I guess, in one aspect. Not to say he should be on there, but one thing I would say is, and not to take anything away from the other guys in their expression or ability, but from one thing that I've seen from a lot of the fans, and what I'd probably attest to in a lot of ways myself, is C Murder was sort of seen to be really growing and developing as an artist and enhancing his ability as a rapper, in a sense where, not to say like, P and Silk didn't really get better, but they maintained a certain kind of level and they tried different styles and stuff, whereas C was kind of, if you listen to some of his early stuff going forward to his newer albums and stuff, he kept, he evolving a bit more and growing more as an artist. And like you said, that may tie in with, as you said, him finding himself within that, and that then, becoming an expression within his art. So C was only really getting better and better, and we could kind of see that even in the industry with him growing by the time he released it, Trapped in Crime, and then some of those other projects after that, the CP3.com, he was like really evolving at a different sort of level of MC, taking different risks on tracks and stuff like that as well. So I don't think he should be on the list, but I was just saying, maybe that's why they didn't put him. So
and Master P is not no rapper. Silk the Shocker is more of a rapper than both of them. You understand what I'm saying?
And they put him at number one.
These is third world Calio niggas that figured out that you could use your pen to fucking get out the fucking bullshit. These ain't no rappers. You know what I mean? They whole thing ain't, they like, I want to put something funky to this beat. They not like, I'm about to murder this beat. It's come kill it. They're not like, taking shit as a challenge when they kind of do, but these ain't rappers. There's a difference. It's a difference. There's a fucking difference between this writing, rapping, and rhyming and lyricism. It's different. It's a difference. So whoever made the list, that's why I say he had to be white. They just don't know what the fuck they talking about. That's the bottom line. Get the Miller Boys off of the goddamn list. You don't need them on the list, for real. No. Not jacking that. Because for them not being rappers, they broke too many fucking barriers. And they not rappers. See, Murder is not no fucking rapper, son. See, Murder is talking that shit. He's not a masterpiece talking that shit. You know what I mean? I fucked up earlier. I said Silk is more a rapper than both of them. Master P might be the more rapper out of both of them.
But he put everything together. He was more I don't want to say a student in the game as well at the same time, but he was definitely has a strong passion for it. I mean, they all got a passion for it in a sense, but you could say him being the foundation for it. But
some niggas don't care about that rapping shit. They care about whatever message they want to put out at that time to that beat. They about that. So they don't belong on that list because they broke too many fucking barriers, man. For real, man. For real, man. Too many, man. You know what I mean? So you can't fuck with them. And then they do whatever they want. So you get a Master P and you throw him on the track with the dopest New York artists and shit like that. That nigga verse gonna stand out. It's gonna stand out because that's what he wants to do at that time. So that's a person that can do whatever they want with the pen. You can't put that. Where is worse when you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with the motherfucker? When I did the track with C Murder, me and Busta Rhymes had gotten to the battle and shit. I didn't want to let it go because that was my brother. I was offended. C Murder didn't know the whole story. All he knew is I had a tank on. I'm his people's. I'm an employee. And he was like, nah, nobody fucking with my artist. And so the nigga went off. And when he went off, he went off stupid. So that means no matter what you heard before that shit, the shit he did on my track and what he did on Down for My Niggas, no comparison. No comparison. The verse he did on my shit is way iller. Way iller. Way iller. And that's why he did it. And he did it. He walked in the studio. I told him I wanted to do it on a joint. He wrote the shit and put it down, and it's one of the most prolific, one of the most illest verses in the history of hip-hop. You have to go, I give it one of the illest verses, maybe 200, 300, something like that. But the nigga went stupid on that shit. So he cannot be on that. He cannot be on that motherfucker. He can't. And I'm not being biased because that's my take, dog.
Well, they're going to say that, but, we know the list obviously is subjective.
I could prove it, period. So, out of either three of them, I could kill you with a fucking Silk the Shocker freestyle. The first, hold up, stop. Because for the motherfucker that put my son at number one, they bugging the fuck out. First of all, the motherfucker ain't using no pen. That's first of all. Let's just keep it funky. So everything you heard from Silk is from his damn head to his damn mouth. Pause. You understand what I'm saying? You can't. Nah. And you talking 5 million words in a course of a minute from this nigga. There ain't nothing worse. You ain't nothing worse that can you can't put worse with that kind of talent, man. And then you got Master P, who is connected mentally, business-wise. You understand what I'm saying? And got mad love for people. You can't put whatever that motherfucker said out of his mouth with no worse shit, because he can make you move whenever the fuck he chooses to. Like I said, you could put him with the dopest MCs in New York City right now, today. And that motherfucker gonna rock on.
Well, I'm with you, but we're gonna have to move on because it gonna look biased that we just discussed in the Miller Boys when
nah, that shit fucking with my head.
There's a lot more people.
Right. Cut me off. I don't mind. It's all good.
And there's a lot more people on the list. I mean, I know it come back up because obviously when we're dealing with TIU, they're like a collective, and obviously C now being featured on there at the same time as we said, maybe slightly higher, but. We're in the 30s now. We got 30.
Niggas do what they want.
Free French Montana. The 34.
Hold up, stop. Wait. What you said before? What you just said? Pardon me. The next names.
Yeah, 33 French Montana. 34 Yin Yang Twins, and 35 Mike Jones.
Mike Jones, I would put one of the worst rappers. Yes, he can get that. And but you said French Montana,
and then the Yin Yang Twins, and then Mike Jones. Yeah, so French. They got French on there. 33.
Oh God, you're going too fast. First of all, French Montana again, like Silk the Shocker, the niggas are different. Now, French Montana, to me, he's digging into a 50 crate. Do you know that? Did you know that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, how I see.
Oh shit! Go ahead, Lord. Pardon me.
Yeah, how I see French is I mean, as we said kind of at the beginning, it's kind of hard to make a barrier because we don't know on what basis to make this list. But I don't particularly myself see French as like I know to me he like I remember from the Cocaine City DVDs and sort of stuff, and I enjoyed some of his raps on there. I enjoyed some of his collaboration stuff with Max B and other artists and stuff. But to me, I would see him as like not somebody like doing rap. I could guess I understand, his street hustle and all that other stuff as well. But as rap is something he kind of wanted to do, but not necessarily something he was probably born to do. But he had the ability to do it. Kind of got into
good.
it.
It's a good thing you said that. I could put him on the list as I could put him on the list, but again, I'll put it on the list because of how the industry, or how the people may look at things.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put him on the list for the same fact that French Montana he's digging into the 50 crate. And when I say digging into the 50 crate, 50 uses a down south slang.
Yeah.
French Montana picked up on that, and he uses a down south slang too. However, these is New York niggas, you know what I mean, via Morocco or whatever, but they're still a Bronx nigga.
Yeah.
And French Montana could battle niggas like his pen deadly, man. He could play with that pen.
He
play with that shit, man. He could play with that shit like a toy, man.
I think, like you said,
we come from battle rap, man.
Yeah, we wouldn't put him on our list, but as you said, how the world might, they might, but that's why it's kind of difficult for us when we ain't got the them really break it down because he's still hella successful. I still bang a lot of his stuff, not to take nothing away from these guys as artists. Along with, like we said, even the Yin Yang Twins who was on there, and Mike Jones, he had a few catchy tracks out there. I think what he did was very creative.
Yeah, I put them as worst rappers, but again, when you say something that's so profound, what the fucking Yin Yang Twins, they killed the shit that they did.
Yeah, Yin Yang was dope. I found more respect for him after, especially not to. I didn't disrespect what they did before, but when I heard even more interviews and stuff from him after, and just getting to understand the creativity behind a lot of the stuff that they did as well, and the innovation. I think Mike Jones was very innovative with his ad libs and screaming his name a certain type of way and putting out his phone number 28133068804, whatever it was, and he that kind of creativity. But it lasted for a period.
Still the worst rapper. He one of the worst
rappers. It lasted for a little period of time, but he didn't have that long term sort of standing in the game. I guess number 36 is bringing it down to some new age artists again, or a bit more new age with Lil Uzi Vert, who I'm not quite familiar with, but I think he deserved to be on the list. I think most of these, if it was up to me, the names would probably be a whole bunch of names like that. Lil Pump, Lil Uzi Vert. It would be most of them.
He don't belong on that list because when he come on, when Lil Uzi Vert comes on, it's a different. He's a bona fide artist, man. Now, see, Lil Uzi Vert and what's the other guy's name that was up there in the list before P? Lil Yachty. They came under the same wave. That's that same like mumble time when we start saying mumble rap. They came up under that type of shit. However, I listen to Lil Uzi Vert with Meek and shit like that. Stupid, man. Going in, man. He's an artist, man. He's not, he's one of them type dudes. They better not have Offset on here. They're going to really make me pissed off.
I don't believe I've seen anything from the Migos. They have, did I say number 37 was Flow Rider? No, well, they got two Flow Riders.
Okay, for one of the most worst rappers.
Flow Rider.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
They got Flow Rider / Pitbull. I don't know why they put them on the same level, but
on the same. Worst rappers. There we go. I'm with that. That makes sense.
Well, following on from that, before we get into the last stretch, we have Young Thug and P.E. Pablo.
Young Thug. Young Thug?
Yep.
Oh my God, that nigga's different, man. You can't put him on there.
I think
you can't put him on
they
there.
may have just put him on there.
They don't even know what the fuck he said.
Yeah, they may have just put him on there for some of his other questionable, I guess, other things around hip hop. But you know,
Young Thug got something. See,
and I mean, even Pete Pablo. Pete Pablo. I mean, you know, I know it's subjective, but
I mean, yeah, you can put him on there. Yeah, he can go on there.
You know, yeah, I mean, it's subjective. Out of 50, you know, to be honest, surprisingly, you know, they do have a good sort of mix.
They better not have no 50 Cent on that bitch.
Nah, they got a mix between good between eras.
Oh shit.
Well, I mean, we ain't got 50 Cent, but in this next three, we do have one person from G Unit. So number 40, we have Gucci Man. Number 41, Designer. Number 42, as you said, Tony Yayo.
Gucci Man.
Gucci Man LaFleur.
Nah, hell no. Get him off there too, cause I've always had a curiosity when I listen to Gucci Man to try to find out, like, what makes this kid so special, man. You understand? And that's what it is. What makes him special? He's not like no one. You know what I'm saying? He's a blueprint, so to speak. You understand what I'm saying? And he's a better Birdman. He talks his life better than Birdman talks his life. You understand what I'm saying? Gucci Man can get busy, man. He can get busy, kid. He can get busy when he want to. So I can't. I did think, I used to be like, yo, this nigga can't rhyme. You know what I mean? And he just keep getting better. He's a threat. Yeah, I mean, Gucci Man is someone you looked at, you was like, man, I'll kill this motherfucker. That nigga came at Eminem, nigga, with Mariah Carey. Like what? Like what?
I mean, Gucci from Gucci said put the pounds in the trash bag. Gucci do the from he said put the pounds in the trash bag. Gucci do the dishes. No, nobody fucking buy a kitchen. Like we knew Gucci was real like that.
Like when they said about French Montana, there's no way he can go on there because what you hearing is just what he can get out. At this point, if you put his back against the wall, he gonna fuck you up. And it's just like me. All the shit you hear, the freestyles and shit, you know how fast I write them shits, man. We be talking on the phone, next thing you know, the fucking video is dropped. Because I write the rhyme so fast, I ain't putting no time and effort into the shit. It's like bang, 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 bang. But if you get me started, I roast you. You understand what I'm saying? A person like Eminem, he's gonna critique his shit. He may take a little minute. Mystical is amazing, very creative. You know, he takes time with his shit. He gonna do great. He gonna do awesome. You know what I mean? So people like Gucci Man, you hear just what he rapping at that time. If he really had to get right, he'd fuck you up. So but we was at somebody else. You said Gucci Man and who?
Yeah, I won't take nothing away from Gucci. They had also Designer was after Gucci Man. I believe
Designer. Yeah, he can go there. Okay, who else?
Designer 43 Tom McDonald, 44 Future.
Tom McDonald, the white boy.
Well, I said I think that confirms at least the second white boy under. Cause we have Vanilla Ice.
Nah, Tom McDonald, man. Nah. He's talented. Nah, that nigga's talented. He's too creative to be on the worst rapper. Nah, hell no. That white boy is. I don't even know if that nigga racist, man, and I can't even take props away from him. So hell no. Props is a true thug's wife. Nah, Tom McDonald, he don't belong there. He's very creative. He's trying to do something and he's not sitting on his ass. Nah, I can't do that. I can't put him on there.
I'm not really familiar, but I know after that we got Future, then we got another white female rapper, Iggy Azalea, and somebody you asked about earlier.
Okay, she can go on there.
Number 46, which is Nelly, the leader.
Nelly's horrible.
Lunatics.
He's terrible. Terrible. He's terrible. So again, you see how you said that? And you know I had a beef with this dude, man, in New York, man. He's Steve Dent. Man, I ain't gonna start talking too much. But yeah, I had a beef with him in New York. And you know, I wanted his head from there. And I ain't never said nothing about this boy in a rhyme because I want this dude face up. Like, I want me and him to get at it. You know what I mean? Get at this mic and see what's shaking between both of us. I don't think he got a hot bone in his body. You know, and however, I love the joints. It's hot in here. I love that shit. What else? I think that's the only joint I like that he got. And he ain't he's terrible. He's terrible.
Well, you know, the next one, very surprising. Somebody who number one, who I'm sure you'll be in disagreement with being on the list. Number 47 is RZA.
RZA?
Yeah, very surprising.
Oh, yeah, he tripping. Yo, listen, first of all, see, I'm telling you, a white person made this list. But listen, man, RZA could break down the molecules in your fucking body in a rhyme. That's talent, fucker. That's talent. You can't. I don't even gotta say too much about RZA.
Yeah, I mean that's I think
talent,
it's just people.
Man.
Somebody they, you know, if they can't, I guess comprehend.
That's
some of the stuff. Maybe they can't comprehend.
That's a little deeper than Silk the Soccer. That's the same shit.
He had a different cipher.
They're saying what they want to say differently. That's the whole fucking... Yo, they take on this list. He got some people, and pardon me for cutting you off, Lord. They got some people on this list that's not following the fucking everybody's shit. They doing their own thing, which is... You ever heard KRS once say, you got to have style and learn to be original. That's what Silk the Shocker brings to the table. That's what RZA brings to the table. Originality. You can't make this shit up. Like, you can't. They don't got nothing to do with that list. So hell no. Ain't no RZA, nothing. Don't just come on, man.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna find out. We get to the bottom of how it put together, but closing it out, we got Playboy Carti, Easy E.
Never really heard him.
Who I disagree with Easy E being on the list too, but you know I ain't gonna be biased.
Easy E, that's a good one.
NBA,
that's a good one.
Young Boy.
That's a good one. That's a good one, son. If you want to talk, that's a good one.
They got Easy
because again,
they smart. They didn't write at the end. Number 49, Easy E, and number 50.
No. Let's
NBA,
stay Easy
Young
real
Boy.
quick. Real quick. Let's stay Easy real quick, cause that's big. Cause Easy opened up the gates to the West, nigga. Let's do this, man. Let's talk about Easy, cause Easy that's a great one. That's a great one, son. To have Easy E. The question is Easy E one of the worst rappers? Now, Easy E is the same thing as a P Diddy, and again, Easy lacked some of the aggressiveness that came with the things that came out his mouth, that Ice Cube wrote, that people wrote. You know, so he lacked some of the aggressiveness that came from it. But his voice was, he can't be on there.
I think Bob Blueface Easy E was maybe the only other.
They got Blueface on there?
Yeah, I think Bob Blueface Easy E was the only other West Coast artist on the list. I could be wrong. I'd have to scour through it again.
Okay, I guess Blueface, I wouldn't be surprised if I seen him on the list. Okay. And he's number 50?
Oh no, he was way back a bit earlier in the list when we went through.
See, son, I heard shit. I didn't hear certain shit. That's why I'm telling you, slow down with me. I ain't that smart. I told you. I ain't hear Blueface. Blueface was what number?
I believe he could have been 19 or 20. Let's double check. He was 19. Yeah, 19 was Blueface. He was in that quadrant.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. They didn't put. Oh man, yo man, See that they gonna make me sit down and get a list, and that's
well, I think that's what we should do. Either challenge some of the people out there with bringing their list, or you conduct a list, or we still try to find out who put this list together and stuff. I mean, it's clearly one.
They had about 12 people in there that was worst rappers in history. One of the worst rappers in history was fucking Rodney Dangerfield, nigga. That shit was trash. And so we talking trash. You gotta get Lil Uzi Vert off of there. Gotta get him off of there. You can't put him on there. He don't got trash, garbage. Now, even if they would have put Travis Scott as one of the worst rappers, I could have understand seeing that on there. But Vert, nah, can't put Vert on there. Vert duty do, son. And Travis, I don't really listen to, but I could understand someone putting it on there because they didn't do their homework on that nigga, and they put him on there from what they're hearing. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But Blueface, I could see that on there. Waka Flocka Flame, I could see that on there. Pitbull and Flow Rider, I could see that on there. I think he got a good 12 on there that actually belong. He got 6ix9ine up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6ix9ine. He should have been number 1. I should have been number 2. Pitbull and Flow Rider 3 and 4. Blueface 5. Who else he had on that bitch? I don't know. But yeah, I say I come after 6ix9ine, and I say that because something I'm doing wrong, I can't grab the people, man. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And it's in my soul to get this shit out. But it's something I'm doing wrong, so that's why I put myself number 2 as one of the worst rappers. I wish they would have put me up that bitch. I wish they would have. You know what I'm saying? 6ix9ine is number 1 because he's connecting with the people and ain't saying shit. I'm number 2 because I'm saying everything but can't connect to the people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the total opposite. You know what I mean? But take my Miller boys off of there. They got nothing to do with this fight. Take RZA the fuck off of there. Stop playing with yourself. You fucking break your whole everything down into atoms and protons and molecules, man. You can't do that. You can't be worse and have talent like that. Worse got nothing to do with that type shit, so that don't rock. Why the fuck they have a Fresh Prince on there?
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of people that didn't make it, or that
That wasn't the worst rappers of all time. That's what that is. So the list is a sham. So that's what I come up with. It's bullshit because hip hop goes further back than the shit that they spoke on. They go further back than that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here. I'm talking when hip hop started. I said the worst of all time. Hell no, nigga. You got your fucking mind. It's way more. It's way more names than they put on that bitch.
Yeah.
So no, the list sucks. How about that? They're gonna break down the list. Whoever wrote the list is a piece of shit, scum bucket that don't know hip hop. There you go.
Join us on the line, bout.online.com for the hottest UK, US flavor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops and content.